Today, I'm going to try my hand at comic book reviews. So let's get to this. I'm Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before I get into doing these reviews, of course, I want to ask you to hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell so that you know when we put new content out. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment below. Always enjoy reading the comments, try to respond to all of them. So absolutely leave a comment if you're so inclined. All right, so I've wanted to do this for a while, and I read comic books all the time, and I watch these different reviews, and I thought, well, you could do that, right? So I thought I would give it a shot. I'm not going to review, anything really from DC Marvel. I'm going to do more of an independent comic book review. Some books that kind of caught my eye this week that I read, and I'm going to kind of tell you what I thought about them. So let's start with our first book, and this book comes from Aftershock Comics, and that is Scout's Honor #1. Now, this is written by David Papose, and the art is by Luca. No chance I'm saying this name. I'm going to try, though. No chance. Are we ready? I've got it written down here. Luca Castelli. Yeah, no. We're not going to try. Luca did the art, right? All right. So Scout's Honor #1 was good. It kind of reminded me of maybe like if you've ever seen that show, The 100, where people were in a bunker and then they came out. And that's kind of the premise of this book is basically you had these people come out of a bunker however many years ago, and they just so happened to be Ranger Scouts. And they come out to see what had happened after this kind of world-ending event. And then it skips to 100 years later. And the main character is an individual named Kit. And the character discovers something about the history of the Ranger Scouts that kind of rattles, I guess, the belief in the system that they grew up on. So I really dug this book. Like it was good. There's a little twist right in the middle of it with the main character. Which is cool. You can kind of see it coming, but it's still kind of cool. The art was really, really good. I enjoyed the art. To me, good art is either stunning, like it just really catches your eye, or it kind of fades into the background. And it definitely is. It fades to the background with this book, and the words really stand out. There's some great action. Just a cool book, and I'm actually looking forward to getting #2. I'm actually going to put this book on my pull list and check it out. So that is Scout's Honor #1 from Aftershock Comics. All right, second. This is from Scout Comics, and this one was Senji and Tembo. Now, the Senji and Tembo was written and illustrated by Giuseppe Falco. And when I read this a couple of days ago, right? And I was thinking, I didn't really like that book. But the more and more I think about it, I can't wait to get the next one because I really want to see what happens. So the premise of this book is you have a mouse, Senji, whose mother just recently died and is trying to figure out how to live on their own kind of in this savannah. And then you have Tembo, which is this old elephant who is basically getting ready to take his final walk of life. He thinks his time is over. The art's great. Again, it's really good. And it's basically kind of a buddy story, right? They meet up. They don't get along so well to begin. But then that the adventure, as they go on, they'll become friends. Like I said, it's a buddy book. Now, the way that this one works is the first issue came out, and then there will be a trade paperback, I guess, that finishes the story after. But really, when I was kind of thinking about doing the review, I was like, I don't know that I really cared for that. But I want to read the rest of it. I sincerely do. Like I said, art was great. The story didn't really get going. It was just kind of setting it up. So kind of interested to see, what the rest of it is. So the next book on the list is a book from Scouts Comics, and it is Ninja Nuns #1. Now, this book I was torn on. Okay, it's multiple stories. There's like 4 different stories in there. And it ranges from a the bones of Mary Magdalene, a spell being put on them, and this witch having a raver with Mary Magdalene as the DJ, to going to like a Walking Dead concert where there's this spaghetti type organism that you can touch and you get stoned, or get on a mushroom trip. So, like, it was okay. I probably won't get another copy of this book. I'm just going to be straight up out of the gate. The art was cool at points, because there were different artists all the way different through it. You know, through the different stories, there were different artists. So I don't know. I mean, I know they were different stories. I just didn't like that. I thought it was kind of hard to read, and there were parts of it that were funny. Like, I actually laughed out loud. There were parts of it that were funny. I enjoyed, but just trying to look at it overall, just, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. It's kind of got a hippie-ish vibe to it. You know, because like I said, they end up at what would be considered like a Grateful Dead concert. They're at a raver. You know, it's just these random things. I don't know. It was, like I said, it was, in one sense, it was kind of neat. Like, the concept of it was kind of cool. But just the execution of it, I just didn't think was great. So the next book on my list was actually recommended by one of my viewers. They left a comment and said that they needed this book in their life. This was suggested by Six Face Comics. Basically just left a comment saying, hey, I need this book in my life. And I thought, well, cool, I'm going to go check it out. And I'm glad I did. And I appreciate the recommendation, Six Face, because I really enjoyed it. Like, it's a mature book, all right? And it's from Antarctic Press. And it's basically about this girl. She's 15, bad home life, ends up going out to, I guess, L.A. and becomes one of the largest coke dealers in Los Angeles. And it's based on a true story. So it is definitely adult. So if you're under the age of 18, it's probably not a book you need to be reading. If you're a parent, it's not a book you need to let your child read. But like, that's my kind of book. Like, I really dug it. Not the fact that it was adult. The art was solid. I'm going to throw up a picture of one of the pages here so you can kind of get an idea. The art was solid. The story was great. It moved very well. It flowed well. And it left me wanting more. Like, I'm ready for issue number 2. Okay? So, that's Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights number 1. That's the name of the book. Antarctic Press. It's written by Matthew Spradlin, and the art is by Fareed Karamari. So, like I said, Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights number 1. Dope book. It was going to be my pick of the week, but this other book kind of blew me away. Okay? So the next book and the pick of the week for me was the last book when I bought all these. And I did have to buy them digitally because my local comic book store didn't get any of these. So I just went through Comixology and through Scout Comics website and picked these up and read them digital. But this was the last book I would have thought I would have loved. And that is The Last Witch number 1. That's a Boom Studios book. And it's written by Connor McCreary. And the cover is by V. Glass. So the art is phenomenal. Like, it was beautiful. I'm going to put a page up here in just a second just to show you an example of what the art looked like. It was just beautiful. Like, I just loved it. It was like watching a Disney movie, I swear. And then the idea of the story would kind of give you, the Disney vibe too. Almost like a Brave, type vibe. But, basically this girl, there's one day of the year that there's a witch that comes out, kind of roams, and this girl decides that she's going to defy her dad that day and try to go find the castle where this witch is. And her brother ends up going with her, and then something happens towards the end that kind of set what's going to go on for the rest of the story. So, Last Witch number 1 is my pick of the week. Like I said, from the art, the way that the story read, the fact that it left me, I can't wait, and it shocked me that I liked it that much. That's hands down my pick of the week. Like, I sincerely loved it. Like, it was so good. That and the Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights number 1 were pretty close to me, but The Last Witch was, I think, the best book out of all the ones I read. So, yeah, Guys, that's my review. Let me know in the comments how I did. If you read these books, what you thought about them. And any other books. Like, I like the suggestion because I ended up with a really cool title that I'm going to read. Any suggestions from you guys on books I should be checking out? I appreciate the support, guys. I truly do. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you know when I put new content out. This is Jimmy's first review of a comic book. I don't know how I did, but I enjoyed it. I had fun sitting here talking. So, all right, guys, as I always end these bad boys, until next time.